To all my compatriots from here and the diaspora, the Democratic Republic of Congo will not bend. The Democratic Republic of Congo will not retreat. I will never abandon you. I make an oath here. The sun has not ceased to shine on our homeland. Together, hand in hand, we will overcome this storm and we will open a new era of peace and prosperity for future generations. May God bless the Democratic Republic of Congo and its people. Thank you.
À se mobiliser.
This is the journey to one Africa.
Mes très chers compatriotes,
My dear compatriots, in these critical moments for our nation, I address you with the gravity and the solemnity imposed by the situation. The east of our country, in particular the provinces of North Kivu, South Kivu and Littori, is facing an unprecedented aggravation of the security situation. The Rwandan Defense Forces, in support of their puppet of the M23, are pursuing their terrorist enterprise on our territory, sowing terror and desolation among our populations. I share with you the pain and indignation faced by these barbaric attacks. These acts are not only an attack on the Republic, but an offense to the history and dignity of our people. In these difficult times, I call on you to be resilient, and above all, to resist. Faced with this situation, allow me to reassure you, a vigorous and coordinated response against these terrorists and their spies is underway. Our valiant armed forces of the Democratic Republic of Congo, symbols of courage and patriotism, are fully mobilized, ready to defend every inch of our territory. I personally convened and presided over crisis meetings with a restricted team of the government, the High Military Command, as well as an interinstitutional meeting, in order to assess the recent developments of the situation and to raise the options to repel the aggressors and reconquer each plot of our territory. As a result, on January 28th, I appointed General Major Evariste Somo Kakule to the post of Military Governor of North Kivu to strengthen the coordination of military operations and restore the authority of the state. At the same time, we have undertaken important diplomatic steps, notably within the United Nations Security Council, as well as in the framework of the Rwanda peace process, to which we remain fully committed despite the obstacles. We favor the path of dialogue, but always with lucidity, while remaining firmly resolute in defending our territory and our sovereignty by all means necessary. But this fight is not only that of the FARDC, it is the fight of an entire people, the fight of our Congolese identity, in order to leave a prosperous and peaceful country to future generations. To all our compatriots in each province, each city, each territory and each village, as well as those of the diaspora, without distinction of ethnic or political affiliation. Let us join our efforts. Let us provide moral and material support to our valiant soldiers. Let us mobilize as one man to defend our sovereignty and safeguard our territorial integrity. I am fully aware of the suffering of our compatriots fleeing hostilities. The government is instructed to activate the humanitarian emergency plan to come to the aid of the displaced. To you, inhabitants of Goma and the surrounding areas, I deeply feel your pain, which is also mine. It crosses our hearts and souls as sons and daughters of the same homeland. But in the face of this ordeal, I exhort you to rely on this inner strength that makes up the greatness of the Congolese people. Resist with courage. Show constant vigilance and keep calm despite the adversity. Know that we have not remained inactive. Contingency plans are prepared to ensure the protection of the civilian population and prevent any escalation of violence. Security measures have been strengthened to protect strategic areas, and we are working relentlessly to ensure the functioning of essential services. I want to pay a solemn tribute to all those who have paid the ultimate price in this struggle for our dignity and our sovereignty. I have a pious thought for General Major Peter Chirimwami, Military Governor of North Kivu, fallen with arms in hand. I bow with respect in front of the memory of all our soldiers and all the Wazalendos who fell on the field of honor. I also think of the soldiers of the mission of the African-Australian Development Community. the Sami DRC, who fight alongside us, the blue helmets of the MONUSCO, who sacrifice their lives for peace, as well as the innumerable civilians victims of enemy barbarism. Their courage and their sacrifices will never be forgotten, and we carry their flambeau with the firm determination to complete their noble fight. I would like to call upon the international community and the African Union. Rwanda continues to openly violate and unscrupulously violate the fundamental principles of the UN Charter and regional agreements. Worse, these actions take place in total impunity and with a manifest contempt for the international rules and values that these institutions are supposed to defend. This arrogant attitude, which no longer even seeks to hide its forfeits, is an unacceptable provocation towards our sovereignty and regional stability. The presence of thousands of Rwandan soldiers on our soil, their political, logistical and military support at the helm of the M23, as well as their involvement in the illegal exploitation of our natural resources, leads us straight to an escalation with unpredictable consequences, endangering the entire Great Lakes region. Your silence and your inaction in the face of the barbarism of the Kigali regime and the atrocities perpetrated by its henchmen on our territory constitute an affront, not only to the Democratic Republic of Congo, but also to the universal values of justice and peace. The Congolese people are taking action against this passivity that frowns on complicity. Be sure of one thing: the Democratic Republic of Congo will not be humiliated or crushed. We will fight and we will triumph. Congolese and Congolese, the time is certainly serious, but our determination is even more unwavering. This critical moment offers us the opportunity to show the world what makes our strength, that is, our unity without which all our efforts would be in vain. I call on you to be vigilant, but not to give in to hatred, division, or violence. I condemn with the utmost firmness the acts of vandalism and plunder that have targeted certain diplomatic missions accredited to the Democratic Republic of Congo, as well as private interests in the city of Kinshasa. These irresponsible behaviors denature the healthy expression of our anger at the barbaric aggression imposed on us and cast a shadow over the peaceful demonstrations of support to our valiant armed forces, which fight with courage and abnegation to defend our sovereignty. Our commitment must remain firm and disciplined. We will win this war by our unity, our courage and our sense of responsibility, and not by blind violence and anarchy. This victory will only be possible if every Congolese, wherever they are, takes full advantage of the fight that is ours. I therefore call on the whole nation, men and women, young and old, political actors, economic operators, members of civil society, religious denominations, artists and sportsmen to mobilize, to stand behind our valiant armed forces and to contribute, each at his level, to the war effort. I have instructed the government to put in place rigorous measures to reduce the life of institutions and their operators so that the resources thus saved are directly redirected to support our armed forces. In this national effort, I also call on the responsibility of the private sector, which is invited to actively contribute to this common cause. Our soldiers are fighting heroically to defend our territorial integrity and our sovereignty. They need our total support, whether moral, material, or logistical. To the Congolese youth, pillars and hope of our nation, I urge you to respond massively to the call of the homeland. The time has come to rise up, to put your energy and your creativity at the service of the nation. We must strengthen our ranks and each young Congolese ready to defend his country has a place within our armed forces. Enroll massively in the army. You are the spearhead of our project, and your mobilization is decisive for the final victory. To the brave people of North Kivu, South Kivu and Litori, you are the symbol of Congolese resilience, a source of inspiration for the whole nation. You are not alone in this struggle. The Republic as a whole stands by your side, united in hope and struggle. Together we will face and overcome this ordeal. To our valiant armed forces and valiant patriots of Oasalendo, true sentinels of national sovereignty, I pay tribute to you and express to the name of the Republic our infinite gratitude and unwavering pride. 1603. Your bravery, your discipline, and your unwavering commitment inspire and mobilize an entire people determined to defend its territory. Know that the Republic will never abandon you. Your struggle is ours, and your sacrifices will never be forgotten. You embody the honor of the Congolese nation. To all my compatriots from here and the diaspora, the Democratic Republic of Congo will not bend. The Democratic Republic of Congo will not retreat. I will never abandon you. I make an oath here. The sun has not ceased to shine on our homeland. Together, hand in hand, we will overcome this storm and we will open a new era of peace and prosperity for future generations. May God bless the Democratic Republic of Congo and its people. Thank you.
À se mobiliser, à faire bloc derrière nos vaillantes forces armées et à contribuer chacun à son niveau à l'effort de guerre. J'ai instruit le gouvernement de mettre en place des mesures rigoureuses de réduction du train de vie des institutions et de leurs animateurs afin que les ressources ainsi économisées soient directement réorientées vers le soutien à nos forces armées. Dans cet effort national, j'en appelle également à la responsabilité du secteur privé qui est invité à contribuer activement à cette cause commune. Nos soldats se battent avec héroïsme pour la défense de notre intégrité territoriale et de notre souveraineté. Ils ont besoin de notre soutien total, qu'il soit moral, matériel ou logistique. À la jeunesse congolaise, pilier et espoir de notre nation, je vous exhorte à répondre massivement à l'appel de la patrie. Le moment est venu de vous lever, de mettre votre énergie et votre créativité au service de la nation. Nous devons renforcer nos rangs et chaque jeune Congolais prêt à défendre son pays a une place au sein de nos forces armées. Enrôlez-vous massivement dans l'armée. Vous êtes le fer de lance de notre projet et votre mobilisation est déterminante pour la victoire finale. Aux braves populations du Nord Kivu, du Sud Kivu et de l'Ituri, vous êtes le symbole de la résilience congolaise, une source d'inspiration pour toute la nation. Vous n'êtes pas seuls dans cette épreuve. La République tout entière se tient à vos côtés, unis dans l'espoir et la lutte. Ensemble, nous ferons face et surmonterons cette épreuve. À nos vaillantes forces armées et aux vaillants patriotes Wazalendo, véritables sentinelles de la souveraineté nationale, je rends un hommage appuyé et vous exprime au nom de toute la République notre reconnaissance infinie et notre fierté inébranlable. Votre bravoure, votre discipline et votre engagement sans faille inspirent et mobilisent tout un peuple déterminé à défendre son territoire. Sachez-le, la République ne vous abandonnera jamais. Votre combat est le nôtre et vos sacrifices ne seront jamais oubliés. Vous incarnez l'honneur de la nation congolaise. À tous mes compatriotes d'ici et de la diaspora, la République démocratique du Congo ne pliera pas. La République démocratique du Congo ne reculera pas. Je ne vous abandonnerai jamais. J'en fais ici le serment. Le soleil n'a pas cessé de briller sur notre patrie. Ensemble, main dans la main, nous surmonterons cette tempête et nous ouvrirons une ère nouvelle de paix et de prospérité pour les générations futures. Que Dieu bénisse la République démocratique du Congo et son peuple. Je vous remercie.
This is the journey to one Africa.